Verifying information and the work of fact-checking organizations have become increasingly important in recent years.
Misinformation is not a new phenomenon, it's been existing for thousands of years.
But nowadays what we observe is an unprecedented speed at which misinformation is spreading at, again, unprecedented volume. Also, this is all happening at times when attention is scarce.
In our research work, we have noticed that fact-checking organizations have a problem in the way they engage with audiences. This is one of the reasons why we decided to start this project, which is to understand, to map, and to research the way fact-checkers are talking to the people interested in knowing about facts.
So what we did was we asked 30 fact-checking organizations, a diverse group of organizations, to tell us what were the main challenges and needs that they had regarding impact. And what we found, 30 of them responded to our request. What we found was that mostly reaching their audiences was the biggest challenge related to impact. Related to that, how to reach specific groups within their audiences, especially underserved audiences, and also how to do this work on social media most efficiently.
There are some groups which are very successful in reaching their audiences with their innovative ideas. For example, there is Debunking in Lithuania, which created a game, the so-called bad news game, which became an enormous success. Or there is Nepal Fact Check that teamed up with the most popular blog in the country, Panos Institute Southern Africa, which organizes drama performances for its audience, or ZimFact in Zimbabwe, which involves college students, and they established fact-checking groups.
Social media is obviously a very important forum at which fact-checking organizations operate. It is highly problematic though. What they do on social media is just not efficient enough. The misinformation runs really rapidly and on every platform in spite of recent efforts. And also social media companies are very bad at removing misinformation, especially if it's not in English.
Social media are a very important conduit for the spread of disinformation, and especially for young people. Some of the largest tech companies in the world, like Facebook with 2.9 billion users, or YouTube with 2.2 billion users, or Instagram, which is owned by Facebook with 1.4 billion users, are major platforms where disinformation is spread and consumed. And many young people are on these platforms. This is a reason why I think that we have to research and understand how these platforms operate.
The fastest growing social media app is TikTok, and it's the most popular among people born after the mid-90s. Even though the platform claims that it fights misinformation, it has a long way to go to effectively crack down on false news. However, there are some organizations that are really successful in debunking misinformation on TikTok. For example, there is the Barcelona-based group Verificat, which has a program called Deathfake. This program targets high school students. It gives them training. After some training, these students launch their own TikTok channels, also Instagram profiles, where they share their own debunks and really increase outreach in their age group.
We are working with 4 organizations in the framework of this project to address some of the challenges they face in their daily work. These organizations are from Spain, Sudan, Zimbabwe, and Nepal. And we are supporting them in how to use social media for community building and also for diversification of revenues, how to reach underserved communities, and also establishing a pilot community for fact-checking groups.
is the future of fact-checking? Well, I believe that on the one hand, the fact-checking organizations that are media-savvy, the fact-checking organizations that have a large following and strong links with media companies, and at the same time, the fact-checking groups that have specialized in some topics and some areas are going to thrive in the future, and many people are going to look for information from these groups. On the other hand, those fact-checking groups that are small, that haven't developed a relation with media outlets, or that are not having a large following, are going to suffer, are going to find operating increasingly difficult, and many of them, unfortunately, I believe, will just die. That is a normal evolution, but I think in countries and in media environments where there is lack of freedom of expression, where the media are highly captured, that is going to be a problem, because the demise of these fact-checking organizations is going to lead to the deepening of the media capture in these places.